welcome to EBC World, the voice of Pan-Africanism. I am your host, Tabitha John, and I'll be bringing you the latest news highlights of the day right after the following headlines, so make sure to stay with us. IGAD and Chile sign MOU to safeguard maritime security. And Israel and Palestine conflict enters its fifth day, and safety seems to grab everyone's attention. Now, first story, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed held discussions with Sophie, the Duchess of Edinburgh, at his office today. The Premier wrote on his Facebook page that he was pleased to receive the Duchess of Edinburgh during her Ethiopia tour. Her Royal Highness and the Premier exchanged views on multiple development issues, it was learned. On the occasion, Abiy expressed great appreciation to the Duchess for her support to charitable initiatives within the country. The President urged the International Organization for Migration IOM to redouble efforts towards assisting the 4 million displaced persons. The President made the remark while receiving and conferring with Director General of UN International Organization of Migration IOM, Amy Pope. For Pope, Ethiopia is the first country she visited since she took office recently because it is the seat of the African Union and the country can be a key partner. Before joining IOM, Pope served as the senior advisor on migration to U.S. President Joe Biden and served as the deputy Homeland Security advisor to President Obama. Heyman Bekele, a 14-year-old Ethiopian-born teenager living in the United States, has taken the world by surprise when he won the 2023 3M Young Scientist Challenge and received the Improving Lives Award. Heyman scooped the prize after he developed a melanoma-treating soap, MTS, a compound-based bar of soap designed to treat skin cancer. The Ethiopian-born awardee has received $25,000 for winning the competition and was also given the title of America's Top Young Scientist.
Today we are doing a tour of Addis Ababa with Abyssinian Nomad. We have a driver, trusty driver. We have our guide right here. And of course we have our professional coffee drinker, Tracy. So right now we're doing a quick stop on Mount Antoto.
It is massive compared to the elephants that we see today.
So meet Lucy. For the longest time, she was believed to be our oldest ancestor. So welcome to Mercato Market. This is the largest open-air market on the African continent and employs...
Welcome back. You're watching ABC World. 2 news items selected for detailed analysis. The Intergovernmental Authority on Development, IGAD, and Chile have signed a historical MOU cooperation to safeguard maritime security. The agreement is said to be vital to avert maritime security problems in the coastal areas on IGAD member states. Goshu Meliso has this report.
The Intergovernmental Authority on Development IGAD in Chile have inked Memorandum of Understanding to forge partnership in the region. The agreement is said sparking a new chapter in safeguarding maritime security problems.
The Maritime Authority of the Chilean Navy is already signed with the government, with the IGAD, a memorandum of understanding regarding mutual interchange of experiences in the sea, in security, search, cooperation, in maritime security. I think it's the first one, the first time in our history, and I think it's the history of IGAD.
Speaking on the occasion, Director of IGAD Peace and Security Division, Siraj Fegesa, said the agreement is vital for IGAD member states to share vast coastal security experience of Chile.
The major issues of the Memorandum of Understanding is just a cooperation between the IGAD and Chile, and mainly focused on experience sharing in maritime security. As you know, Chile has a very long coastal line and they have rich experience on this area. So we have also countries which have coastal areas, so bringing the experience, that rich experience to our region will have a big impact for the peace and security of our member states.
The most important that we have is search and rescue. We have experience in Chile has 5,000 kilometers long. The Pacific Ocean is not only Pacific. I think it's a little bit complicated. Then we have some experience in order to secure the maritime transport cargos, because the people actually, what is suffering after that is the development of the country. And then we are trying to provide the best services for the shipment to arrive to the ports properly in a safe position in order to enhance trade, commerce, investment, everything. Because we are looking for the best of the people.
The Memorandum of Understanding helps to cement South-South cooperation, the director added.
This relationship will help us to strengthen our South-South cooperation. Especially this agreement is signed between the South American continent country, Chile, and our IGAD region, which is composed of 8 member states. So this will also give another milestone on the strengths to our cooperation.
Ethiopia's ground has finally been cleared for capital market to take off. Cognizant of the market's pivotal role in strengthening domestic investment and its spread throughout Africa, Ethiopia has been digging deeper into it since 2020, creating various arrangements in the process, as our staff reporter Johannes Fantahun tells us in this piece.
In December 2020, Ethiopia's Council of Ministers approved a draft law to allow capital market in the country. The draft, which provides the legal framework for the formulation of the capital market, was prepared by the National Bank of Ethiopia to assist Ethiopia's upward economic growth by increasing capital mobilization, financial innovation, and risk-sharing in investment. The Capital Markets Proclamation proposed a 10-year implementation plan structured around 4 pillars, which are market development, capacity development, infrastructure development, and policy reviews. According to the UNDP, a robust capital market has several beneficial features for different participants in the economy. Domestic capital markets provide an alternative source of funding that can complement bank financing for a company or entity in need of funding. In general, providing long-term financing for priority sectors, complementing reduction in concessional funding, financing global challenges, managing foreign currency, and refinancing risks, and diversifying the financial sector are the benefits of capital market. On the other hand, for the IMF, the insurgence of capital market would provide the much-needed hard currency. Hence, this means liberalization of the exchange rate regime, which in Ethiopia's case would surely mean a drop in the overvalued birr. There are 29 capital markets in Africa. This African capital market, which is led by South Africa, Nigeria and Egypt, has a total turnover of $1.6 trillion.
And finally, in international news, as the conflict between Israel and Palestine enters its 5th day, safety seems to grab everyone's attention. This is amid Israel's pounding of sealed-off Gaza Strip to punish Hamas. Both sides are busy hurling accusations against each other in the deadly conflict whose death toll has passed the 1,800 mark. But the big question here is, can we make anything of the conflict whose intensity is only growing deeper? Shagao Yamato brings us up to speed.
On Tuesday, Israel's military said it had regained control of the Gaza-Israel border after Hamas launched a surprise attack on southern Israel, unprecedented in scope and airlines. Israel continues its airstrikes all over the enclosed territory of Gaza and has ordered the complete cutting of water, electricity and food to the already impoverished and blockaded population of roughly 2.3 million people. Hamas, which governed the Gaza Strip, said it has some 150 Israeli hostages in captivity. The US and other governments are working to determine the number of foreign hostages in Hamas captivity. King Abdullah of Jordan said there can be neither security nor peace in the Middle East without comprehensive peace between Israel and the Palestinians, only possible with a two-state solution, the country's media reported. While Hamas may appear to have fulfilled its declared short-term goals of deterring Israeli violations of Al-Aqsa Mosque and taking hostages to bargain for the release of Palestinian political prisoners held in Israeli jails, it doesn't appear to have a long-term endgame. A heavy-handed response by Israel is ongoing, already claiming more than 950 Palestinian lives, but sooner or later it will have to end with mediation. Hamas' move was triggered by three factors. First, the policies of the far-right Israeli government enabling settler violence in the occupied West Bank and Jerusalem led to a sense of desperation among Palestinians and growing demands for a reaction. Second, the Hamas leadership felt compelled to act due to the acceleration of Arab-Israeli normalization. Third, Hamas was emboldened after it managed to repair its ties with Iran. However, Hamas' realignment with the resistance axis does not necessarily mean there will be a united front on the ground confronting Israel. Hezbollah, for example, has not joined the fight. Although it is too early to predict anything, some analysts have drawn the following preliminary conclusions. First, this latest tragedy confirms the bankruptcy of U.S. policy towards a long-standing Israeli-Palestinian conflict.
Today, the people of Israel are under attack.
Even today, the U.S. government continues to shovel money at Israel and defend it in international forums while insisting that it is committed to a two-state solution. As usual, the official U.S. response to the fighting is to condemn Hamas for its unprovoked attacks, express rock-solid support for Israel, and studiously ignore the broader context in which this is occurring and the reasons why some Palestinians feel they have no choice but to use force in response to the force that is routinely employed against them. This leads to the obvious conclusion that Israel might win the battle for Gaza but lose the war, according to the analysts.
Dear viewers, that's all we had for now. I'm Tabitha John. Thanks for watching.